If you were to take a step back and write down every single thing that you did over the last 14 days, how similar would those days be? Did you have the same morning routine checking your phone and Facebook? Did you have the same commute to work? Did you have the same meetings except it was on a different day talking about the same things? Did you come back home and order the same takeout and watch Netflix just to recover from the day? If any of those things sound familiar, I've been there, and that's what I call the hamster wheel of life. What's up, everybody? I'm TK. This is another Unstoppable Sunday. Unstoppable Sundays are all about figuring out how to live a more proactive life. We ask ourselves 2 questions every Sunday to get centered and to get proactive about the coming week. Number 1, where am I? And number 2, what do I do next? In today's Unstoppable Sunday, I want to tell you a little story about how once I was on the hamster wheel of life. So it was about 2010, I was 27 years old. I was working at the largest hedge fund in the world. And I had a 6-figure job, I had a sports car, I had an office. It was all really, really awesome. But at the same time, I felt stuck. The biggest reason I felt stuck was every single day felt the same. There were challenging things going on, but it wasn't challenging me. I have this one rule for my career. If at least once a week you're not feeling scared shitless in a meeting or during a project or during a discussion, then you're not growing. And that just wasn't happening. There were hard things, but I was handling them. They weren't the things that were growing me. And it was one of those things where I knew that if I were to go forward 25 years and look back, that person would ask me, why didn't you make a change? Why didn't you get more proactive? Why didn't you follow your heart in terms of feeling more alive every day, which is what you were craving? Now, the easy thing to do, and this is what I did before I made a change, is chase the next thing. I chased the next promotion, I chased the next big project, I chased the raise. All of those things didn't really make me feel unstuck. Deep down inside, I knew I was on a hamster wheel, I was doing the same shit, different day, and I needed to make a change. Now, the thing is, I like to live a proactive life. I like to be growing, I like to know that I'm gonna have an impact in what I'm doing, and I like to know that the things that I'm doing actually matter and matter to me, that I feel fulfilled. And even though by most people's measures, that job, that 6-figure job was success, to me, I wasn't feeling fulfilled. You fast forward 4 years from that. My morning, I woke up and I went into the office and it was like Narnia. I had started my own company after I quit that 6-figure job. And 4 years in, we had raised $20 million from the largest and best VCs in the world. We had 75 people working in there and we had new customers, new software shipping. It was amazing. Every single day was different and it challenged me in ways that I couldn't even imagine. I'm not saying you should quit your job right now. I'm not saying you need to go start a company. That was my path. That's what I decided to do. What I am saying is that if deep down inside, the things that you're doing every single day come into this pattern that feels like you're on a hamster wheel and you're not growing and you're not feeling fulfilled, you owe it to yourself to pause. You need to pause and you need to figure out, what is this hamster wheel you're on? And is this the hamster wheel that's gonna get you to the life that you want 10 years from now or 20 years from now? And if that's not the case, you need to figure out a way to get more proactive. Half the battle, even for me, was figuring out that I was on a hamster wheel and it wasn't gonna take me where I wanted to be. And I didn't feel like I was growing, which was important to me and maybe important to you. So let me ask you, are you on a hamster wheel of life? Because if you are, you need to stop, you need to reflect, you need to figure out what is true to you and what you want out of life. Because everyone deserves to wake up in the morning on a Monday and go into work and feel alive, whatever that role may be. And I know there are always constraints. I didn't have a trust fund or anything. So when I quit my 6-figure job, I took on consulting so I could keep paying the bills. And then I figured out how to start my company and then raise money and then grow it from there. Now, you may just need to change your career. You may need to find a different job. You may need to find a different company. There are so many different possibilities, but the key is to recognize that you're in this hamster wheel and then pause and then figure out a new way forward. And I believe there's always, no matter the circumstances, no matter the constraints, there's always a way forward. And if you do that, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, you will look back and you will thank yourself because you will say, you will have that feeling, and I want you to have that feeling that I had when I walked into the office, and it was like Narnia. I didn't even know where the days went, but I felt so alive at the end of every single day. So if you could comment below, that would be awesome. Tell me if you're on the hamster wheel of life and how you're thinking about making a change. If you've been on the hamster wheel, share with others how you got out of it. I shared some of my ways. And most importantly, if you're interested in this whole getting proactive with life thing, that's the thing that we talk about here at Unstoppable. How do we get a lot of people to get more proactive about their days and their life and take massive action? If you're interested in that, check out the link below. We have this Unstoppable Life Planning Guide, completely free. All we want you to do is follow the steps so that you can get more proactive in your days. And it all starts with a simple step, which is Unstoppable Sundays, where we ask ourselves, where am I? What do I do next? And remember, everybody needs a strategy for their life, but yours needs to be unstoppable. I'll see you next Sunday.